All right, let's get started. Tell us a bit about
Yeah.
yourself, who you are, and what you do.
So I have been freelance video editor for nearly 4 years. I work for Instagram content creators, help them create content by editing their videos. Sometimes providing them content strategy, etc.
Cool. What got you into content
Currently,
creation?
it's like pretty random. I messaged influencer saying that I can manage his YouTube channel. Like he was just starting out and he was big at that time. Like he has around 300K followers, and I just said that a lot of people are re-uploading your videos on YouTube, and I can do the same for you without any cost. I will just manage your YouTube, and I just wanted to be useful. I was just got out of school, and I was free. I had a lot of time, so I said just like let's give it a try. And he said, yeah, let's do it. And he started podcast, and he said do you mind edit? Do you want to edit to like my podcast? Or I will pay it. And I was like, yeah. And then we started like editing podcast, and he asked me to edit his reels, and this way I entered into this data economy.
Very cool. Are you still editing for him?
No, no. When I was in my final year, I I took a break from editing and all of this work, and he
Hmm.
find someone. He wanted the work, because he wasn't able to edit like himself, so he hired someone else. But we are like pretty close friends. So.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a good story, man. That's a nice little origin story you got there. What made you go all in on video editing?
Like first off, I wasn't like earning much, but like after 7 to 8 months consistently editing and improving, I was making more money than I would make after like getting a job after my college. Like I thought, let's continue this, man. This is a better opportunity. Even after like if I shut down editing and go pursue my original career after like getting after the college, I would earn a lot less than currently I am.
I see, I see. So it came from a
Yeah,
lot of repetitions with editing, and would you
yeah,
say you have a deep passion for editing?
yeah. It like changes. Sometimes I edit so much like 15 hours a day, and sometimes I feel like this is the shittiest thing I do.
I see.
Like I really hate editing. Sometimes that I just feel like quitting and getting a normal job would be better. Like working 8 hours and earning way less is better than editing this. But sometimes I feel like, yeah, I'm creating something that's like really worth it.
Hmm.
Creating like learning some new effects and things like that. That makes like editing for me doable.
Hmm.
Like repeating is very, when it comes to repeating, like adding subtitles on client videos for like like uh, past 7 to 8 hours, I've been like just editing subtitles in client videos. That's very boring. I feel like I should quit.
Very nice, very nice. What was your? I want to know what your experience is like getting over your first 10,000 followers on Instagram. What did that feel like at first?
I don't know, man. Yeah, it was pretty like random for when a lot of creators started posting. Uh, I started off like the same time. There was like Net, Big Media, and a lot three, three, three to four other creators were like posting this type of content at the time, giving away free editing assets. And I thought like I can do the same. It will be a like good way to attract video editors as like followers and getting myself in front of clients also. Like it's a free reach, so I should start making videos. So uh, I posted couple of reels, and one of my reels went viral. And this is like I never thought that I will go I will make 10,000. I will like how do I say this? I thought that it will take 1 to 2 years in order to get like 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
But within 1 to 2 months, I was past the 10,000 followers, and like
Wow.
it was a pretty big movement, man.
Yeah, I can tell, yeah. So you weren't expecting it at all. You didn't have like a plan or any strategy. You just posted content. That's it.
Yeah. I saw reels and I thought like I can make this, and I repurposed the whole reel in like my editing style.
Mm.
And fortunately, it worked. I didn't have any content strategy, anything. I was like making voice with 11 labs, editing videos in Premiere Pro without even showing my face, and like posting the video.
Yeah, I used to use 11 Labs as well with my clothing brand, and I went viral with that as well. It was called Mizushi, and pretty much the biggest secret is to just use an AI voice, because back then that was when it was so trending. And you know the voice
Yeah.
Adam.
What?
You know
Yeah,
the
Adam.
Adam, but yeah, that's the best 11 Labs voice, and yeah, we
Yeah.
went viral a good few times, and I can tell how you went viral as well, which is great. It's great to see, man.
Yeah. It was like pretty big deal too without showing your face or like spending any money in getting voiceover. Artists make the voiceover. Like without even spending $1, you can make content. That was like a pretty big deal back then.
Yeah, yeah, I see. So, what does your content schedule look like? What's the process like? So, do you post once a week, twice a week, three times a week?
Like before, 2 months before, I was like posting daily. Then like a lot of client work came in, and I wasn't able to like stay consistent. So
Yeah,
like I posted one reel a week from then on. Yeah,
I
I
see.
wasn't consistent, but I'm like planning to get back to the content, like post consistently.
I see. I see. And where do you usually get all of your content ideas? Do you just scroll and then you find a nice little video edit and then you're like, oh, I want to recreate this?
Yeah, most of that is like recreating the YouTube videos I saw. Like I just see my YouTube history. Like what did I learn in the past couple of weeks? Like this is I didn't know how to do this. I learned this. I can create this and teach to other people. That's how I like. If it's useful to me, it can be useful to a lot of the editors because they will need to learn the same thing, and it will be a very like it's very good way to like teach or something that is useful to you is also useful to
Useful
others.
to others, yeah. So I like that process actually. So you learn something, and do you usually immediately make a video on it and teach others, or do you wait for a while and try and master that skill?
No, like let's just say that I'm watching a video and like it's related to a client project. I want to do something in my client project and I'm learning about this on YouTube. I won't immediately like connect the dots, but when I'm like uh, after the editing of that project, I am just sitting there playing games or like randomly chilling. It will come to my mind that I can teach this. I have a like Notion workflow. I will just create a new what to say in the to do board. I will just edit that. This is the idea I want to work on.
Mm,
Then like I have 50 ideas pending and I have 50 reels like made voiceover with 11 depth. That like I have 100 ideas pending that needs to be made into this. So I will just whenever I feel like this is the idea, I just write it down in my Notion and then whenever I get time, I create.
I see. Personally, I use Notion as well, so I wanted to know like what was your experience like with that app and how did it change your workflow and etc. Because personally, it changed my entire life pretty much. I use it for my personal stuff, my business stuff, and my content. So yeah, what's your experience like with Notion?
Notion is like it keeps our like I saw a podcast on like there is a book called Building a Second Brain. Do you know about that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. I heard about Notion before, but I wasn't like serious. Like, why would I install another app that like I will just type it down in a notebook or notepad. But when I like for the templates and like it can pretty much change the entire way you manage your thought process. I just started using it. Like for a couple of weeks, it was like a learning curve on like creating your customized workflow. Because
Yeah.
pre-made templates are good, but when you customize on your own, it makes the process really easy. Like Notion is like a really good software. I will 100% recommend to anyone who is like creating content. When you create content, you need to use it. For other work you do, it doesn't matter. But for content, it's like really good.
That's very great advice. Besides Notion, and speaking of other softwares, do you recommend any other tools out there for content creators?
Yeah, for like I use a lot of AI tools nowadays to like help me with creating content. There is I mainly use Premiere Pro and After Effects for creating content and reels, etc. But if I need to remove background that is like very complex and can't be rotoscoped, Runway ML is one thing I use. But if there is like simple video, I will just use CapCut.
Hmm.
Personally, I don't like to use CapCut, but if I need to remove background very fast, I just use CapCut. Like, like a lot of when I post stories of my like I sometimes post stories and people see CapCut in my wiki and like you are an imposter. Why are you using CapCut? And like they will, but like man, it's making your work so efficient, right? You should use it.
I see. I get a lot of questions between should I use CapCut or should I use Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve? So, can I ask that question to you and hopefully you can answer that because I'm not a very great video editor and I think you are a lot more qualified to answer that question.
Like I will personally like to use Adobe software because there are a lot of plugins that make the work a lot easier. Like even if you use DaVinci, there is like there are plugins available, but a lot of things you need to do manually. But if you use Adobe, there you will find for every problem you have, you will find a plugin that will solve the problem. This is why I suggest Adobe software, but it like at the end it depends on your what kind of videos you edit. Because uh, I remember when CapCut launched, it like made the workflow a lot easier. Because when you use Premiere Pro, you need to like create the adjustment layer, add the effect. But in the CapCut, you just tap and pause. The effect is already made. You don't need to import presets. You don't need to use plugins. You can just do one click and you can import the effect. So if your work doesn't resolve around animation, you can definitely use CapCut because it will make your workflow efficient than like if you are using Premiere Pro and After Effects. But if your main work is around animations and stuff, you should definitely use Adobe After Effects and like Premiere Pro.
Okay, very good. That's a great answer, by the way. How long does it usually take you to edit one single reel?
Like the most of the reels I edit for my clients, they take between 2 to 3 hours because there are not a lot of like crazy animations and all. They just want to make it enjoyable for the viewers, right? So it takes around 2 to 3 hours to edit one reel. But if I talk about my reel editing, I can like spend hours. I just find new ways to create something. Like I have spent like for a lot of reels, like 3 to 4 reels posted on my page, I have spent around 20 plus hours in one day.
Wow.
Each
For
reel.
for one reel or four of them or three of them?
Uh, no, each reel.
Wow. That's crazy. But yeah, that's it's very cool
Like I
because
come back,
yeah. I
yeah,
saw your content and you're very close to detail. Like your attention to detail is very, very nice. It's very impressive as well. So I have
yeah.
to give props. Sorry, what were you
Thank
saying?
you. I was saying that I would sometime I would just stare at my screen and like, what do I need to do here? Like there will be 3 to 4 seconds of voiceover left, and I was like completely blank. I will just stare at screen, then create something and delete all the layers. I will work on like 3 to 4 hours. I will put and like work and make an animation. Then I like this is it, delete all the layers. Then I start something. But that I made a reel for Premiere Composer, and the intro was so good that like it got a lot of I would say it went it reached above 150K views, but people who saw the reel were like really impressed about that thing. Because I spent 7 hours just creating 5 to 6 seconds of motion graphics you can to create that good. But the people who saw the reel, like I showed it to my clients, and they were like, "Yeah, that's pretty good."
I see. What would your opinion be with the best way to learn video editing? What would you choose? What platform or what creator to watch? For those who are, getting started with video editing, what's the best way to learn?
There are like two types of editors. One editor who mainly wants to work for like uh, influencers on Instagram and YouTubers, like who wants to work for YouTubers and content creators. I would say that watching a lot of good content is like one of the most important pillars. Like if you can edit good videos or not. Like if you are watching videos, like if you're consuming content that is not very good, like uh, how can I say it? Like it's not well edited, then you want to develop a sense like this is good and this is not good in editing. So uh, when I learned video editing 4 years ago, a guy from Pakistan teaches video editing, and he teaches the software, but he teaches so well that you don't need to buy any course. I personally think if you can understand Hindi or Urdu, which is like our India and Pakistan languages, you his guy his name is like GFX Mentor, and he's available on YouTube, and you can just watch his 30 videos of like 10 minutes, and you will master the Premiere Pro. And after that, you don't need to buy any courses or anything. So if you can understand that language, those two languages, any of them, can you watch him? Other than that, there are like a lot of tutorials available.
Yeah.
I will just suggest that first learn the software, then the tech. It is the best way to like master the video, because when you know the software, like if I'm watching any Mr. Beast videos or any other creator videos, when a text effect pop up or any effect pop up, I immediately process in mind that I need to create this layer, then make keyframing, and this is how it will be done. But if you don't know how the software works, you will be like you will get blank. Like how do I create this?
Hmm.
So
I see.
first learn the software, what which button does which kind of work. Once you learn that, it will be a lot easier to create any effect you want.
I see. That's a great answer. What would your advice be, including any software, any editing software? What would your advice be to edit more efficiently, faster and easier?
I will say that to like open the preferences and like keyboard shortcut steps, and just go through it like each one of the keyboard shortcuts, and if you, uh, if you are using just notice for which tool are you using the mostly. Like if you are using if you are editing podcast kind of thing, long videos, then you need to cut a lot. Set a keyboard shortcut to the most like preferred button you will like prefer. So you it can be C. I don't know about CapCut because I don't it, but if you are Premiere Pro, I just press C and like tap on my left click, and it will cut the video. If I need to cut the left part of the video, I will just press Q, and it will cut the all the thing before the video like play has.
Hmm.
So I will say keyboard shortcut is one of the like most uh, important factor in editing application.
I see. Yeah. Shortcuts definitely help. For me, I use CapCut and
And
sorry?
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, I use CapCut, and the best shortcut there is pretty much B, which is the cut tool. So I can press B and use my mouse, or I can just press Command B. And yeah,
Yeah.
there's plenty of
It
other
was great.
like great shortcuts out there
Yeah.
in any app, to be honest. But I think a lot of small content creators also edit on their phone on like a mobile device. For example, CapCut is a very common one. So I
Yeah.
definitely my advice to those small creators who are watching this interview would be to edit on desktop, edit on any desktop platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like plugins also play a big major part in efficiently editing in any software. Like if you are using Premiere Pro, there are a lot of plugins that will provide you motion graphic templates that you can directly import to your timeline and just edit them. Like it's so I will personally suggest that it's not worth it to create every single and use preset use plugins to edit everything.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask you about your experience with clients. So, what was your best um, experience with your best client? What was that like?
So, so the best experience comes from like couple of clients. I will say I have like 8 to 10 paid clients. Like if they give me if they are looking for someone to do the work, they will definitely choose me. And so like if I have an option that I want to work with, whom do I want to work with, I will definitely choose one of them because they provide uh, first of all they understand that we need as a freelancer we need to make living out of this work like video editing. So they know that the budget we are asking for is very reasonable. Like they don't like I can get another editor to do it for $5. They don't say to me. They understand that this guy is trying to make living out of his work, so we need to pay him appropriate. Second, they provide like uh, appropriate deadlines. They don't expect me to make like crazy animations in one day. They know that work is creative and it takes time. And like the third most important thing is like their attitude. A lot of clients I have met in past are like, this is the video, this is the money, edit that and provide to me by tomorrow. But the best clients, they like, hello, how are you? How is it going? Are you available? Like they will just give me the details and ask me to quote a price. Like how much will you charge? How much time it will take you to complete this project? And once they are done, they like appreciate the effort made. Like they provide genuine feedback. Like they don't like make this change. They don't do that. Like, but they instead will say that this is what I like, and this can be improved. And like, yeah, they sometimes offer me tips also. Like I have been working on Fiverr, and they are so overwhelmed with my work that they will just offer me a tip and like write a long review. It means a lot, man. Like
Dude, tips on
where
Fiverr
nobody
are
will
great.
write.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're amazing.
like someone is writing 50 to 70 words of big paragraph appreciating you. That is like the biggest thing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, for sure. If they write a whole paragraph testimonial, you can use that in your social media, post that in your story. Like it means a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What
Like
would Sorry, what was
one
that?
of my recent clients, yeah, like one of my recent client was from Africa, and he wanted me to make a event trailer for him. So he just provided me the details and said how long. Like this was the first time we were working together. He didn't know that I have the skills or not. He was just like trusting me with all. Like, look, edit as you want, just satisfy me. Then he provided all the details, and I made a uh, video in like 2 days. He offered me 7 days deadline, but I turned in 2 days, and he was like very happy. Like he even said that if I was living there, he would take me to dinner. He was that happy with the video and like offered me tips, and a big review came on. Like that made me.
Yeah, for sure. It's great. It's
Yeah,
like probably one of the best feelings to have as a freelancer.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What would your advice be to get your first client as a beginner freelancer?
The beginner freelancer, I will say, work with every, like, don't turn down any offer you get. Because uh, if I didn't work on like $5 deals, like lowest budget you can, like I have worked on deals which were, I was like, one guy was paying me for like $3 per day, and I worked on those videos for full month. But he helped me improve a lot. And if I hadn't worked with him, I don't know if I would have come as far. Like I would just reject the offers that were paying too low, and the offers that were paying good will reject me. We won't be able to, like, I won't be able to get work and grow. So I
Mm.
will say work with everyone you, like, every chance you get to work. And if someone like take a sample, if you are available, you should make a sample. I'm not saying every time, but if you have the time availability, you should make a sample it, and like even if they reject, you don't need to get mad, but just ask them like which guy did you selected for this opportunity? Can I see his sample, and like what feedback do you have for me so that I can improve? And second thing I will say to get clients is post your, like, build your personal brand. Like everyone is saying online, build your personal brand on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter is like booming right now. I don't like get uh, post on Twitter, but I know that if you create on Twitter, you have more chances of landing clients than creating on Instagram.
Mm. Very interesting. Yeah, I tried Twitter as well. It's a great space in Twitter. They call it X
Yeah,
now, but yeah. Um,
yeah.
I just wanted to ask you for the final questions, if you had the chance to talk to your younger self back in when he was back in school, before he started all of this video editing stuff, before he blew up on social media, what advice would you give?
I don't know, man. I never thought about this, but I will just say that if it's like if I am talking to my younger self who is like just uh, just starting out on like freelancing and video editing, I will say that uh, don't run after the client. Like every time I, for the like first 2.5 years, I just ran after clients like they, I every time like I wake up, I see notifications like if someone has responded to me, like what my client has like provided reviews or revisions on my project. But I will say that work on personal projects, and like video editing is a pretty fun skill if you just like learn to use it. You can do funny skits, like a lot of video editors do funny skits, and like I forgot the name, but yeah, a lot of you can do a lot of fun things with video editing. You don't need to edit like boring podcast fields and just like add subtitles to these on a reel. But if you just uh, find a space like uh, editing skits or doing VFX, that is
Mm.
like one of the most fun thing you can like. Uh, Rather than writing code on computer, you can be creating like superhero movies and working with Marvel. So uh, why do boring tasks? Like if you want to do boring and earn, you can do coding, and there are a lot of things that can be like done in order to make money with boring ways. But if you want to do something fun, video editing is one of the most like uh, I will say one of the best thing you can do, so you can have fun and make a real.
I see. That's great advice, man. For this last part, I just want you to, freestyle it. Feel free to tell everyone what you're up to, what you're doing, where they can find you, what you got going on in your life, and yeah.
So like currently busy with client project, but I am like building a team to outsource like most of my basic work, so I can focus more on content creation. Like I watch a YouTuber called Sinsa. Do you know about Sinsa?
No.
So like he's a video editor, but he teaches video editing, but in a lot like funny way. Like you will really enjoy watching his YouTube videos. You won't even notice that you are being taught video editing. He like create two like what he green screens himself and create two avatars. Like he makes it in his videos and through it he teaches like video editing. So it's like I've been watching him for like 2 years, and I really want to make content like him, like write skits and record videos and edit, and it's editing in a very fun. So I will be in future I will be creating videos on YouTube and teaching editing in a fun way. I will try to like replicate him. I don't know if I will be able to do it, but I will try my best. So people, the main thing I want is that uh, in video editing, I want to make it enjoyable. Like if someone looking at my channel and clicking any video, he should be able to learn what he wanted to learn, but he shouldn't be able to get food. Like
Entertaining.
I want him to enjoy the full. Yeah, I will be focusing more on YouTube. I think Instagram is good, but if you want to tell like really good stories and like improve in storytelling, YouTube is one of the
Yeah.
important factor in growing as a storyteller.
Hmm. All right, cool. That's pretty much our interview for today. Thank you very much for joining once again, Shani. I appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, no worries. I will send you this recording for the interview if you want, via Google Drive or anything. Um, but yeah, I'll message you and we'll stay in contact. Other than that, thank you very much again. And yeah, have a nice day, dude.
Yeah, you too, man. That's like do a collaborative or something.
Yeah,
Just
for
like
sure, for
we
sure.
can create content together, like connect, and maybe video editing could something like that.
That'll be great.
Let's see what we can do in future.
Yeah, for sure. Let's stay in touch, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.